Hey, what's going on, guys? In this episode of Chad Williams Fixes All, we're back on the Cutlass and we are doing the trim. Let's get to it. So in the last video, we worked on putting on that fender and throwing on the grill and everything like that, and it's looking way better up front. I mean, it's looking great. But in this episode, we're gonna go ahead and do all the trim. So I've had all the trim boxed up for, I don't know, about a year, 2 years now. It's just been sitting there and I'm kind of getting sick of looking at it, thinking about actually putting it back on the car, and that's what we're doing today. So let's go ahead and do a once around. I laid out all the trim and where it should go on the car, what I have, what I don't have. I think I have pretty much everything, but which is really lucky because she had it scattered everywhere in her barn. But let's go ahead and go around the car and take a look, see what I have, where it's at, and what kind of condition it's in. So let's start off in the front left. So we have our wheel well molding. It looks pretty good, no dents or anything like that. We already have the Cutlass badge with the S right there on the front, and that piece of molding is already in there. But moving on to the door molding, that's just hanging on there. A few of the tabs are still there, so I just threw them in. Got the door lock, but it keeps falling out, so we want to maybe address that. Maybe this episode, maybe in a future one. We got this rear trim piece right there. Another piece of the wheel well trim, and then also the left rear lower piece along with the side marker. Up here, since this was a vinyl top, we do have the trim piece right there, and then we also I think we have this piece. I just don't know where it's at right now. It might be in my pile of stuff. And then I do have this rear little piece that goes on the back that completes it. And then also the above the window trim, and then the front, and also all the windshield. So we have all the pieces there. This top piece is right there. Let's go around to the back now. That's the piece for the vinyl top, I believe. Some of the trunk molding here. See that all the way around the back. And then we also have the trunk lock molding right there. Going around to the passenger side, the vinyl top piece right there. Also at the side marker, this right rear body, I'm not quite sure where that goes. It might be the piece that connects to the vinyl top, but I haven't got that far yet. This wheel well molding is pretty jacked up. Take a look at this piece right here. I have no clue if this is even repairable, at least if it's even repairable by me. I don't really have any skills on this, but we might try to hammer out a little bit. It is pretty soft metal, so I think we might be able to at least make it fit better. Going over to the side of the car again, we do have all the pieces here for the side trim. In the last episode, we did take this piece off right there, and I probably will put it back on in this episode. And then up to the front, we do have the side marker up there. Just like the other side, we do have all the window molding as well. This is in pretty rough shape. It needs to be thoroughly cleaned. And then moving on to the front, this is our really nice grill that we just installed last episode. But we do have both moldings for the front hood, but you can tell this one is actually broken. I don't know if I broke it or I got it from her like that. I'm pretty bummed that it is broke, but this one on the passenger side is complete still, so that's nice. And then we also do have the trim piece for the left front. So now that I went through all the trim pieces with you, the overview of the car, we're gonna go ahead and clean up all this trim. It's gonna start by just washing off some soap and water. And then I also might have to get a little abrasive with it, with like a brush or something like that. And then probably some stainless steel trim cleaner or some type of cleaner that make it shine. But pretty much just need to get all this back off the car, and let's go put it on the bench and we'll start cleaning it. All right, well, we got everything off the car and brought it here into the garage, and what we're going to do next is start cleaning it. Best way to clean it, wet red is with a either Brillo pad or this is like steel wool. Just has a little bit of cleaner on it too. And I got some hot soapy water as well. And then after I clean it all up, we're gonna go ahead and I try to shine it up. If we need to spray some like stainless steel or chrome cleaner on there, we'll make it shine really, really good. And after that, we'll label each one of the pieces again where they go. All of them already have labels on there from whoever took them off a long time ago, thank goodness. But we'll go ahead and relabel them and get them ready to go back on the car. So we're just gonna go ahead and start going through them all. Alrighty, all the chrome pieces are now cleaned up with that steel wool pad, and they are looking great. I can see my reflection in them. They still have a little bit to go, but hopefully some of that polish will clean them right up. Everything's pretty straight for the most part. We still have that one broken piece in the front. We have the piece back here that has a big old, no, it's right there. It has a big old dent in it. We'll see what we can do when we're installing it, but we're just gonna try to do the best we can. But I think the next steps is putting it on the car. So let's go ahead and take some pieces over to the car and start installing it. So the first pieces I want to do today is the trunk pieces. I should have everything I need for them. It just takes the screws going across the pieces and should be able to install them pretty easily. So let's go ahead and pop the trunk and start to install them. There we go. Went ahead and installed the whole trim piece. Let's go and take a look, see what it looks like now. That looks really, really good. That looks really good. Very, very, very happy with that. So I got the trunk done. I'm not doing this piece yet because I'm missing the barrel clips. I have the barrel clips on order, and I'm going to do the lock at the same time as when I do the barrel clips. So let's move on to another piece. So the next pieces we're going to do are the upper drip edge here. So I got the piece right here. I also have the other pieces that go right here. Also install those at the same time. But let's go ahead and install these. There we go, that is looking awesome. This chrome trim piece is all the way installed. I had a little issue with it not being as tight as I wanted it to be, so I had to manipulate the pieces and kind of close up the gaps a little bit, but it's a lot better now. It's a lot more secure. Peel off this tape. We'll go ahead and do the other side off camera, but this side's looking really, really nice. Nice and tight, and door clears, everything like that. So, liking it. So let's go ahead and move on to the next piece. All right, well, the next piece I want to tackle is the front driver's side wheel well trim. So this one has a small dent right here. We might try to pop that out real quick. I got my hammer and dolly set, so I might See if I can just straighten it up just a little bit. I'm not expecting for anything great, but if it's not doable, at least by me, we'll just throw it on the car anyways, and it'll be fine. But this one just takes screws, just similar to the rear trunk molding. So let's go ahead and throw this on there. So I tried hammering this out a little bit off camera. I'm just not a bodywork guy as much as I'd like to think I am. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let this go, and I'll show you real close what I'm working with here. So you can see here that dent all the way throughout. But again, just gonna let it go and put it on the car. Wow, that is really completing the look here on this driver fender. We're gonna go ahead and hop to the back fender and see if we can go ahead and install that one. Hopefully it looks and fits just as good as this one does. And honestly, I can barely even notice this little dent here on the molding, so that's even better. So this one went in great. Let's go ahead and jump to the back and do that one. All right, so we got this driver's side rear molding piece all installed now. Got all the screws back in place and looking really, really, really good. So next, I think we're gonna move on to the rear marker light. That's missing right now. I do have it, but it's missing from the car. So let's go ahead and install that into the car again. And there we go. We got the rear marker light installed. I did put in the light bulb as well, but similar to the front right, when I installed that one, it's probably blown. We'll go through one day and we'll just go and replace all the bulbs and call it good. But for now, it's back in there and it's looking great. So let's move on to the next piece we want to do. So the next piece we're going to work on is the rear molding around the back glass. We should have it all, everything like that. So just if these clips are still good, we'll be able to install it. But if they're not, we're going to have to order some new ones and wait for them to come in. But let's go ahead and just try to install it and see what it looks like. All right, check that out, guys. So we got all the rear trim pieces around the back window, and it is looking great. Actually, they all fit pretty much perfectly. The piece over there had one missing clip, so we're gonna order the clips, but it's good enough for now. It's installed. It's not gonna go anywhere, but we're gonna go ahead and get that clip ordered. And I noticed that the back piece back there had a little bit of a issue. It's a little bent, but not terrible. Again, good enough for what we're doing. But now that that back piece is in, let's go ahead and move on to the next piece we're gonna do. So it's actually a couple days later now, and actually I was waiting on a couple parts too. I was waiting on some clips for my door trim, and I got them in. I got these little green ones that go on these little rivets here, and then I got these spring-loaded ones that go on the holes. They should take care of all my door trim, so we should be able to install that now completely. I'll go ahead and show you a closer look to what these look like. These are both aftermarket, not exactly what was on the car from the factory. So let's go and take a look at these. So the first clip here is the snap-in ones. So they slide in on the groove here. So you can see there that there's a little slot that slides the rivet through. And then you have a little clamping feature right there where the molding clips into. Also, there's a little bit of extra molding. It looks like it adds a little pressure against the door. and gives a nice firm feel for the trim. So that's going to be on those. And then we have these ones that are just like the spring-loaded clips that have a screw on the back side. So these will just go ahead and screw right in and work perfectly. So let's go ahead and start installing these and get that door trim molding on. Alright, check that out. We have all the trim from the front to the back on the doors and sides. Everything went in really well. And it's looking really good too. So, very happy with this. And I think we can go ahead and move on to the next part. Alright, so I went ahead and pushed the car outside because we're going to be working on the front hood pieces here and also the front fender piece right here. It's going to be a little tricky for this one just because I have to tuck my hand all the way up in there to get to it. But these ones should go on pretty easy up here, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. There we go, we got all the pieces now installed on the front. I even got this one above the headlight here. Let's go ahead and shut it and see what it looks like here. That's awesome. So we got the whole front end now trimmed out. It's looking really good. I think what we're going to do is move on to the hood vents. I already got them all painted up. I just plastic dipped them real quick the other day when I was doing that fender. But let's go ahead and throw in the hood vents and keep moving on. Alright, so we did come inside now. It did start raining outside a little bit, so might go back outside after. But we do have our hood grill and our trim piece here, so let's go ahead and throw them on the car. There we go. That hood trim is now installed. The trim piece around it is all bolted down, and it's looking great. I'll go ahead and do the next one off camera, and I'll show you what it looks like all together once we're done with it. And there we go. That is now all installed. These are looking great. Really completes the look of the hood. Glad I finally got them on there. Now let's move on to the trunk where we can install the rear emblem and the trunk lock. Alright, now we're at the rear of the car. We have our new lock system here. So we got 2 new door locks, and then we got a new trunk lock as well. The trunk lock and door locks are all keyed alike, so that's the reason I went ahead and got them all together. I didn't really have the key for the doors, so now I will. And it also comes with all the hardware. And what's nice is that the keys are actually, they say GM on them. Just kind of nice to have. This was from PY Classic Locks, so check them out. Otherwise than that, let's go ahead and start installing this. Shouldn't be too hard. We also have our emblem and also new barrel clips, so that way they will hold into the trunk like they should. So let's get to it. So this is one other part we got. This one's from Inline Tube. I really like these guys. These guys are awesome. But it's the retainer clip. Like OEM spec here, so it comes with 3 pieces, the clip, and then the 2 screws that screw up from the bottom. Mine was missing, so went ahead and ordered a new one. So really like them. So let's keep going. So the next thing we're going to change is the door lock. So since we got a new trunk lock, might as well switch the door locks to match. So let's change this one out right now. And there we go. We went ahead and installed that lock, and now the key works. Lock, unlock, works really good. Gets right in. So I'll go ahead and do the other side off camera, and we'll go ahead and move on to the next piece. All right, well, the next thing we're going to work on is the trim around the windshield. I did order new clips here. Let's go and take a closer look at them. So these are just the windshield clips that clip on the molding. I should have enough to go all the way around and hopefully go around the back side too. I'm going to replace as many of them as we can and put on the molding. So let's go ahead and start doing that. All right, well that was quite a feat to do, but we went around and we put in new clips all the way around. It's looking really good. So I think what we can do now is go ahead and start snapping in the molding and see how it looks. So let's go ahead and start doing that. There we go. All the trim is now on all the way around. Got the bottom one on. I actually found the windshield wipers. I just threw them on real quick. Just put them right on the knobs. It's all good. And yeah, let's go ahead and do a once around on it real quick. So again, not perfect, but it's way better than it was before. All the way around. Now this did have the vinyl top on it. So I feel like these go up a little bit too high, but I think it's because of the vinyl top. It's making up some of that gap or where it comes down. But this is looking great. We'll go ahead and do a once over in the morning when it's light out again, because it is dark. So I'll go ahead and see you guys in the morning. All right, well, it is the next day, and we went ahead and pushed the car outside real quick. And let's go ahead and do a once around and take a look, see all the trim and how good it looks on the car. So let's go and do it. So let's just start with what we worked on last. That is the windshield trim going all the way around. The windshield wipers are installed. They're looking great. This hood trim piece was already on there, but we did install the hood grills. They're looking really good in there, finally completing that hood. Moving over to the side here, we did do the upper trim on the windows and then also trim on the doors here. Put new door locks in. They're all matching now too. The front and rear wheel wells and the rear trim piece too. So we got the back glass trim all in here. Also on the back trunk, we have the trim piece that goes all the way around the edge, also with a new lock, and the emblems all done in there too, with new barrel clips. Come around on this side, have that side marker in there, just like the other side, and the rear trim piece. Also the wheel well molding, the front door trim all the way up to the front. The trim around the drip edge there again, and then finishing it off with the wheel well trim in the front, and then moving on to the front grille. Like I said in the last episode, we did do the grille, but in this episode we did do the little eyebrow and the hood trim molding all the way around, also with that nice S emblem. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. We got a lot done today. That trim took a lot longer than I thought it was going to do, but we did a really nice job on it. Got everything fastened in correctly the way it should be. Like I mentioned in the last video, if you've really been liking this Cutlass build, Make sure to check out my neighbor's channel. He is the Educated Idiot. Make sure to check him out. I'll leave his link down in the description. But otherwise than that, you guys know what to do. If you like this video, make sure to click that like button, subscribe to my channel, comment if you have any questions, and until next time, I think we're going to be going over the Holley Sniper system in the next video. The system that I installed last year. So we'll do a quick review on it, show you how it all works and how I installed it. But until next time.